Star Report. I'm your host, Star. It's Wednesday evening. Welcome to the show. Okay, a little different approach this evening. I wanted to play some music, and some of my sponsors give them, premium placement on the platform here. Okay, I want to talk about Kamala Harris. She conceded today from Howard University. That's her alma mater, and she spoke. I liked her speech, and she looked good. She looked good. I've always said I like her. She's my type of woman. Her and I are the same age, born in the same year. She's of a certain pedigree. But I didn't vote for her. It wasn't her time. It wasn't her time. And I want to approach the show a little different this evening. Of course, I'm going to bring you guys in. But I want to lay some things out and try and set the tone here first and foremost. She ran for the office of the commander-in-chief, and she lost. She got killed. It wasn't even close. Trump took the lead and never looked back. For those of you who, you watched the whole fight, election, if it was even a fight yesterday, okay? I want to address the showrunner. Did pandering to blacks hurt Kamala Harris? I wanted to say black culture, but I couldn't fit that in there. But we'll go with blacks, but you know what I'm trying to say. Did that hurt her campaign, her approach? Because she's from my generation, a baby boomer, I think I understand her. I understand Barack Obama, and that's why I didn't vote for him. But Kamala Harris, the speech that she gave to concede to Donald Trump, it was a good speech. If she were talking like that throughout her campaign, she may or may not have had a better chance. Not that she would have won, but she may have had a better chance. What say you? I felt that she was pandering to blacks. The black diaspora, saying blacks is an old term, and it's kind of disrespectful. But again, I had to fit that into the showrunner. She was pandering. And I think that worked against her. Let me take my time to say most black people in America have a high standard of morals. Those who become parents, hardworking, tax-paying, law-abiding citizens. They reject the bullshit that we see all across social media and the news. Even if they have a daughter or granddaughter or a niece that looks like Glorilla, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, even if they have a nephew that looks like Quavo, Fat Joe, it doesn't mean that they approve of what's out there in the front and what's being promoted and pushed. And Kamala Harris, I say this with all due respect, she was pushing the nigger machine. Nigger machine. And people came out in droves, including me. I support Trump, but at the same time, I don't need a savior. It's all for business. The reason why I support Trump and voted for him 3 times. I voted early. You know this already. Many people came out, in my opinion, because they did not want to accept what Kamala Harris was pushing and promoting. Again, Megan Thee Stallion, we're not feeling her right now. Most people, you correct me if I'm wrong, don't like Beyonce. We respect her talent, but she doesn't speak well. Her audience went to the rally, and because she didn't perform, they started leaving. Right or wrong? Pandering to blacks, and it was very apparent to me. When Kamala Harris and I were born in 1964, and our parents, and many of your parents, and well, your grandparents, when they achieved certain things, whether it be assets or a home, a lot of black folks had not just one home, but they also had a summer home, right? A 30-year mortgage. They had jobs. They were getting jobs at the post office, sanitation, teachers. My mother was a teacher. for many years. So you wanted your children to do better, to be better. And you told them, be proud of where you come from. Somewhere around the mid 80s, maybe even the early 80s, when hip hop started really, becoming a thing, then it became cool to say, I'm from the projects, as if that had some type of, definitive meaning to it. It wasn't like that in the 70s. Okay, you're from the inner city, or as we used to call them, a tall cage. Tall cages is what they called projects back in the 70s. Didn't mean that anyone looked down upon you, but it was not this thing where someone had to pander to you. And I'm saying all that to say she's too old not to know better, to pander. She found herself in Philadelphia in a barbershop. I haven't been to a black barbershop in damn near 30, 35, maybe 40 years. I don't like the vibe. I'm going to keep it real with you. I mean, I respect, the gathering and the meeting and the conversations that go on, but it doesn't work for me. Some point, somebody's going to say something slick, and then I gotta, clap back, and it just doesn't work for me. I say that to say, when is the last time Kamala Harris went to a black barbershop? Well, she's got no kids, no black nephews that I could find, right? Her husband doesn't go to a black barbershop, so she wound up in the slums of Philadelphia. I mean, salute to Philly Cuts. That's where she went, but that was just like, to me, that was the icing on the cake. Damn, she's really just lost. Her campaign manager and the other people around her, I think that they tried to position her within this whole hip-hop bullshit. We have to call it what it is sometimes. Truth be told, the one-time culture, and you've heard me say this first decades ago, hip-hop died decades ago. You have rap music now. Kamala Harris was bringing out the rappers, right? As I've already mentioned, Fat Joe, Quavo, Cardi B, Glorilla, and MC Lyte, who I love like cooked food. She's damn near family, but, wrong time. So my question to you, did pandering to blacks hurt Kamala Harris? Why would she target the demographic that rejected her at first, right? Oh, she ain't black. She chose Beyonce's song Freedom as her campaign, anthem. Let me ask you a question for those of you who you can see beyond, what she tried to do. We're all biracial. Even some of you who are jet black, you've probably got 13% Asian in your DNA. You just never done the test. We're all biracial. But she fell into the bullshit of is she or isn't she black? She fell into the bullshit. I don't always want to make this about me, but sometimes I have to say to you, I'm color neutral. Never mind what I am. Let's get to the topic, because I know what you're trying to do. I know where you're trying to go, and that's why some of you, I have to shut you down fast. I'm not your brother. Let's get to the topic. Because of that weak inclusion, you try to pull me in. Yeah, peace, brother. Whoa. She fell for the bullshit. I'm not saying she should be as hardcore as Troy Terrain, PKA Star. But she fell into something that I'm sure her mother told her not to, not to go into a certain direction if you can, baby. My mother told me back in the 70s. I don't have to keep repeating it. If Kamala Harris, in my opinion, would have come out with the song by Shaka Khan, I'm every woman. And rejected these questions about whether she's black or not. She probably would have done a lot better. Can I get amen in the live chat if everybody knows what I'm talking about? When Shaka Khan came out with that song, I'm every woman, monumental, beyond a classic. That would have been a hell of a campaign song, if you ask me. And then included Asian women, Hispanic, Latino, whatever you claim to be. That would have been a problem. But she came with Freedom by Beyonce. I wanted to lay all that out with regards to the showrunner, because I don't want you to think that I'm using the word blacks in a negative sense. A lot of black men, especially black men who showed up for Trump. Oh, they showed up. Salute to you. Because they reject the bullshit that Kamala Harris and her team were trying to promote. Again, Glorilla, Megan Thee Stallion, and all these rappers. Salute to you, black men. You have black daughters, black baby mothers, black wives, black aunties, black cousins, black mothers. And you don't like them wearing bonnets and pajamas and slippers out in public. But, you know, you got to keep the peace. So you let it go, but they don't really like it. And when they saw Kamala Harris putting that bullshit on Front Street, that's when they said, whoa, you're not getting my vote. Mm-mm. Howard, known as the 13th grade. So that's where she gave her speech conceding to my nigga 4-7, Donald Trump, who is a nigger, by the way. I know some of you are so hung up on his felonies. Yeah, he's a nigger with straight hair. He's from New York. And he's about to make all those felony charges and all those lawsuits go away. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, phone lines open right now. And I would like some type of update with regards to sports. I've been a little busy, you know, enjoying life down here in Emerald Isle, North Carolina, as a man of my age should do. So, but I would like to hear about sports. I think I have Crown on the line from D.C. Hold on a second. Let's get to this early. Crown, is that you, sir? You are my first caller? Area code.
Yes, sir.
202. How are you, man?
What's going on? Nothing much, man.
Hear from you.
Yeah, man. You told the people, we told the people here on the grassroots, you know, we wasn't going to campaign behind Kamala Harris and the Democrats. We told them what we wanted, what we demanded, reparations, and we let them crash and burn. So people are still down Howard, down the street from where I am now, crying tears. Charlemagne the God, they down there now. They still crying, and I'm out here laughing. I'm trolling. And it's a beautiful thing to have them crash and burn. We told them. And now you got CNN, you got random women on social media. The black man is the one to blame, this, and that. Listen, man, go on about your business, because y'all wasn't there when we was putting this work in. Y'all not in Chicago. Y'all not in New York. Y'all not in D.C. Y'all not in L.A. Y'all for sure not in Texas, in these major cities where we're telling the Democrats we don't want these illegals here. Right. Now that y'all crash and burn, Trump is about to get all of them out, hopefully, because D.C. is trifling right now. So, yeah.
Okay. Trump has learned since, you know, everything that's transpired with his, campaign and his history. He's talking about uniting the people, and that remains to be seen. Again, I don't need a savior. I voted for him for business reasons. But with regards to him, you know, winning by a wide ass margin. Did that speak volume?
Right.
Did that speak volumes to you?
Yes, it does. It sends a message to the Democrats. We ain't playing around. We're not going to be your lap dogs. We're not going to be your sitting puppies waiting for you all to come around and quote unquote save us. We're not doing that. We're going to do it ourselves. And if you come around to us pandering with a melanated person, female or male, Obama or Kamala Harris, we can see right through that. You talking about washing greens in a tub, Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
What type of what type of nonsense? Like, what? That's disgusting. That's number one. So I don't know why nobody checked her on that. But then number two,
hang on, Crown. We have to give social media credit. They did check her. They did put pressure on her with regards to that, washing collard greens in the tub. Yeah. They did get at her, and I think that the message was received. Go ahead.
But it's so much stuff to get at her now. And then she had the whole speech about, she keeps saying unburdened by what has been. I kind of understand that now. We've been unburdened by what could have been, right, because you're not in office right now. So I understand what you mean now, So, I mean, from the accent, she's the Jamaican accent and the Asian accent. Then she's talking proper in front of the Caucasians.
Right,
you better thank a union member.
Oh, my God.
What?
Yeah.
Lord, it's so cringe. It's so unauthentic. Foundational Black Americans can see through that. Yes, there are some coons and Democratic ops out here, the D.O. Hugleys and the Slim Thugs of the world and the Commons of the world, Spike Lee. You can go on and on. It's but yeah, the grassroots. We stood tall. We didn't vote. We sat on the couch. 2024.
Okay.
Trump, go ahead, get these illegals up out of here. Real simple.
Good to talk to you, Crown. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Crown from DC tapping in. Guys, phone lines are open. Can I ask you to hit the like button? This is a late night show. It's important that we get these, recommendations out. Deeds, how's my audio? Is everything okay? Guys, I see you in the queue. Salute to, hey, Mandy, I got your donation. Thank you for your continued support. Pauline, I got your donation. Crown, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Another donation, okay. And Valerie, I got your donation. I do want to, again, let you guys speak. You don't have to see things my way. If you feel different, please call in, chime in, Cash App, PayPal, what have you. But again, the concession speech that she gave today, somewhere around 4:25, scheduled for 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but they dragged it out. It was a good speech, and that's what she should have been doing, if you ask me, instead of all the pandering. Okay, let me go to area code 323. Good evening. Talking about Kamala Harris conceding to Donald Trump. Are you up to speed? Area code 323.
Hello?
Hey, good evening.
Hey, how's it going, Star? The concession speech, it sounded like she was real bitter. It sounded like she was bitter and she thought that the Latinos were going to vote for her. We're not messing with that, man. We're not messing with these illegals coming and taking a bunch of free stuff and getting money. Because I'm Hispanic and I don't agree with it. We got to help the American citizens first, not these illegals.
Okay. Can I ask, how old are you? Hello? Okay, he hung up for some reason. Maybe his phone dropped out. I wanted to ask him how he felt about Fat Joe calling Puerto Ricans who support Trump house niggas. Did you guys catch that? I've been playing the video here on my last 4 or 5 live streams, which, by the way, I took down because we were playing a lot of video footage. I don't like to do that. I don't like to deal with copyright issues, But did that, in any way, shape, or form have an effect on the downfall of Kamala Harris? Let's go to area code 619. Good evening. We're talking about the concession speech today and other topics. Area code 619. Yes, no, maybe. Okay.
I just want to say that what happened to Kamala Harris is what happens when you really don't come from the culture,
okay,
and you try to be of the culture. And I'm glad that she lost. And I think you hit it right on the nose with everything you've been saying.
Okay.
And with her being of your generation, I think you can understand where I'm coming from. And you probably went to college with females like her that did a lot to fit in, but really never really fit in, if you know what I mean.
Well, sir, I'm a high school dropout. My parents had the money for college. I just chose to go a different
you could have fooled me.
No, listen. I moved to New York in 1981. I did one semester at Hunter College, and then I discovered whores and cocaine, and that was that. But anyway,
well, congratulations. You turned out very well for yourself.
Well, thank you. I don't hate anyone. I don't hate her, and I'm going to try not to use name calling to describe her fakeness. But yeah, she's from my generation, and I know that her mother instilled certain things to her about who she should and shouldn't date. She used to date Montel Williams, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And her husband law firm was representing Montel Williams when he was suing. I don't know. Shit, you know what I mean?
Well, hang on a second, sir. I need you to watch the language. Please watch the language, please. Okay.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay. Montel Williams is a former naval officer, so she wasn't dating down. She wasn't dating somebody from the hood, slinging rock cocaine. So she's always been always been trying to upgrade. And then she was dating former mayor of San Francisco, Willie Brown. So that's her track record of dating. I just want to say that. Go ahead.
Or just clinging on to better herself.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else with regards to her pandering? Did you think she was pandering? Not that you have to agree with me, but I was.
I did. I thought it was very offensive, and I used in the work environment. I would get into it with other Carmela Harris supporters that was not from our culture, who thought it was okay for her to use Megan Thee Stallion and things like that. They told me that was our culture, and I had to defend our culture because we have way more substance than what they were trying to portray us as. And
I appreciate the call, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me emphasize, for those of you who may not know, you might be too young. I know that most of my audience is more than half my age. I'm as old as dust. Your grandparents and your great-grandparents were very conservative. They had high standards and morals, even though they may have lived in the projects or in certain areas, low-income areas. They had high standards. There's always been tension and fights when people live in, confined areas. But all of the killing that we now see in the quote-unquote hood and the projects that so many people do try to claim and represent, that was not always the thing once upon a time. Back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, black folk could knock on a neighbor's door in the projects and borrow a little food to help feed their family. You could take your kids and drop them off at the neighbors downstairs to watch them while you go to work. It was your parents and grandparents were different. I just wanted to emphasize that. Lucani, I got your donation. Are you calling in, sir? Area code 909. Where is Lucani? On a Wednesday night. Lucani, is that you, sir?
Star, this is Lucani.
How are you, man? Good to hear from you.
Man?
What's up?
I'm good, man. Oh man, Star, MAGA, man, we back. Back.
Yeah.
I'm extremely excited. We still have to see, right? We still have to see what the Orange Man does and all that.
Yeah.
But Kamala Harris, listen, Star. I think that she fell victim to her staff, who advised her to pretend to be a black woman. Right? There is nothing wrong with being Indian or mixed or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? There's nothing wrong with that. But when you went your entire career stating that you are a South Asian or whatever descendant, and all of a sudden you want to become a black woman?
Yeah. You pivot and you find yourself in the barbershop in Philadelphia.
Exactly, Star. That's extremely insulting, right?
Yeah.
Not only to so-called, like black people, but to most people. It's like we don't know you this way, dude, girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know you one way. Just try to stick to who you are. It's okay. Now, when it comes to her using Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Beyonce, all right, I can admit I love long weaves. I love the long nails and all that.
Okay.
Eyelashes and all that. But when it comes to my money and reality, no way.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Right? Yesterday, you could already tell with the stock market not dropping, not dipping, staying kind of strong, S&P 500, you could already tell where things were going. Right? Today, you see what's going on in the stock market, right?
Yeah.
That's a reflection of the hard-working American. All right? So when you have, I think, more than 70% of black women voted for Kamala, that's crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy to me. Because,
hang on a second, Luke Caney. I haven't gotten to white women yet. White mothers raising their white daughters, their white sons, whether they be in the Midwest or wherever, because they didn't show up for Kamala as she thought that they would. Do you think, I'm just asking, you don't have to agree with me, that when they looked at the big machine that Kamala's team was rolling out, do you think that they looked at Glorilla, Megan Thee Stallion, and these other people that Kamala was aligned with, and they said, this is what I want my daughter to aspire to be. This is why I want my white 10-year-old son to grow up and to desire a Cardi B or a goddamn Glorilla. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think you're right. I think you have a
Well,
point.
I'm asking you. I don't know. I'm 60. So I mean, me? No. Son, don't bring a Glorilla in this goddamn home, son. Son, don't bring a Cardi B. Son, I would rather you date a nigga with the wig. A nigga with the wig and red bottoms, rather than to bring home a Suki Ahana or somebody of that ilk. Go ahead.
Listen, Star, that's the reality of America.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
A black woman that, like any woman that presents herself like Megan Thee Stallion, no accountability. It's all about shaking her butt. It's all about the righteousness. Most people look at that, okay, that's for fun.
For fun.
All right?
Yeah.
That's for fun. That's not something serious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is not something serious.
Yeah.
It's like we are talking about the president of the United States.
Yeah.
And you have a woman who admitted to do foul things to men endorse you?
Yeah. Yeah.
For real?
Okay.
So to me, it's insulting, but I think it also reflects on how, unfortunately, black women, and I'm not just talking about black women, African American, I'm talking about African women too, where there's really nothing above their pride, right? Because this was all about the black girl pride and all that BS, which we really don't care about. If you're capable, you're capable, right? It doesn't matter if you're green, orange, red, or whatever. Kamala Harris, she tried to present herself as a black woman, and it backfired.
Let me jump in and just give you a little pushback, Luke Haney. I don't think that the women that Kamala Harris and her team rolled out, I don't think that they represent the majority of today's hardworking, law-abiding, home-owning vice presidents and other CEOs, black women. Black women catch a lot of hell because of the propaganda of the media machines and the acceptance by the certain people of the ratchet bullshit. But that's not the majority of black women. I don't want to try and push that narrative this evening. Let's be clear.
Yeah,
Let's be clear. That's a certain type that Kamala Harris latched on to, and it backfired on her, in my opinion. Go ahead and finish up because I got other calls here.
Listen, sir, I hear you, but as a person that I haven't dated any other race in the last 20 years,
Okay.
no, 15 years, right? When I have these conversations with the women that I date, which are, like you said, doctor, lawyers, whatever, engineers, hair stylists, entrepreneur, they usually have that righteousness within themselves, and they fight it constantly.
Okay, I could be wrong.
And I think that reflected in the amount of black women that voted for Kamala Harris without looking at the bigger picture.
Okay. I have to take other calls. Luke Caney, thank you for tapping in. Great to hear from you. Luke Caney, thank you.
All right, sir.
Thank you. Okay. All right, Luke Caney from the Congo. East New York Schwick, are you calling in, sir? What is your area code? I got your PayPal donation. Thank you. Guys, on the screen is the Zelle information if you want to make a small contribution. All donations are tax deductible. You can claim the Star Report on your tax returns in case you didn't know, okay? Hey, Melody, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Hi, Pauline, I got your donation. Destroyer of False Prophets, got your donation. Oh, wait a minute. I think I have White Boy Rory on the line. Hold on. Rory, sit tight, get your headset together, and watch your language. I'll be right back, okay? I can't hear you. Your phone's muffled. Rory, fix your phone.
You can hear me?
Okay, I'll be right back. Sit tight. Okay, White Boy Rory. Again, Destroyer of False Prophets. He says Kamala Harris is to black people what J-Lo is to Puerto Ricans. Okay. You may be right. There is a lot of self-hate within the black community, you know? And I use the word community loosely because we've had discussions about what an actual community is and what it isn't. A lot of self-hate. Maybe that played a part. Okay, but I'm more, appalled by the big nigga machine that she rolled out, you know? Angela Rye, oh my God. Yes, Angela Rye is educated. She's just not a likable person. I met her. I sat next to her at the Black, what was that damn thing? The Black Caucus. She's snippy. You know. I think she played a part in exposing Kamala Harris. You know, asking her, who's your favorite rapper alive? And Kamala Harris said, Tupac. Angela Rye tried to clean it up and said, well, there are people who think he's still alive. No. Why interject that hip hop bullshit into the question? Let me come back to White Boy Rory. Are you there, sir? On a Wednesday evening.
Yo, Star.
What's cracking, man?
Good.
What's cracking?
Yo, the Don is back, baby. The Don is back.
Yeah. 4-7.
Yeah. The white man from Queens is back. He's going to be running this thing, like the Don that he is. I agree with a lot of the callers tonight, man. I got to say, I agree with a lot of the callers. Not be the first time I ever say I agree with Crown from D.C. I think the illegal immigrant, debacle is a slap in the face to all Americans. I'm not really going to get on race tonight. I don't really want to do that too much. I think this election is.
Oh, really?
I think this election was bigger than Kamala Harris. She's just a puppet, in my opinion. I think the ideology of the champagne socialists, the elitists, has been, because of social media, and they don't have a monopoly on the airwaves anymore,
right.
And we have a lot of private citizen journalists. Right. I think that their whole thing has got shook up, and now everybody could see it for what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, man, she was pandering. She was trying to pander to Black Americans, right? And she's so out of touch with Black Americans, and she's so not Black American that she thought the ghetto part of the culture was what was going to bring the Black vote out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's what she thought. She thought the ghetto part of the culture is what she should appeal to. You know why she thought that? Because she thinks of most Black Americans as ghetto. That's why she did that, and she failed to recognize, America is a country that we all live in together. So the policies and the laws that are passed, they affect everybody. It doesn't matter what race you are, it really doesn't matter. And she thinks Black people are stupid. I think it's obvious. She thinks Black Americans are stupid, just like all those elitists and champagne socialists think that the rest of America is stupid, because we are stupid. I mean, for us to allow foreigners that never paid a dime into anything and really don't like us and don't plan on paying anything into the system, but yet they're going to immediately as they get here get 4-star hotels and $3,000, $5,000 on debit cards every month, while they go outside and rob and do worse to the citizens who have taken them in, and they still not picking off of that, which is the crazy part. This election wasn't about a refute of Kamala Harris personally, per se. It was a refute of the Democratic ideology and the flim-flam, that they've been getting away with their media counterparts, with their corporate media counterparts. It's not working no more. It's not working no more. And you needed a real nigga from Queens, a real white boy from Queens to step up and say, I take him on. I don't care. I'm 78 years old. If I die tomorrow, I'll live my life. I did what I wanted to do. I'm going to do this for the American people. White, Black, Latino, everybody. This Trump, they always try to say Trump paint him as a racist, but he never talked about race. All he talked about was policy. That's all he talked. He talked about what he's getting ready to do if you elect me. And I believe he's a man of his word. And I believe that he's going to stick to what he promised us he was going to do, and why we voted for him in masse. I mean, this was a beatdown.
It's a beatdown.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This was a bum rush. She got bum rushed by all of America. That's what happened to her. She wanted to be the figurehead. She accepted that position of being the figurehead and the face of the Democratic Party. Well, you got stomped out with your fake black ass, and you got sent home. And yeah, I'm telling you, and an intellectual beating and a spiritual beating is far worse than a physical beating. A physical beating, those heals, those wounds heal, after a little bit of time. But to be rejected by a majority of the country,
let me jump in for a second, Rory, and let me salute you for not using profanity to express yourself. You and I spoke earlier, and I said, watch the language, right, when you call in.
Yeah.
Or else I'm gonna hang up on you. Salute to you. You're doing great.
I'm a New Yorker.
I know. You're doing good, and we're friends, so we can talk to each other like that. Can you finish up here with regards to black men who clearly came out to denounce what Kamala Harris was pushing? in terms of the lower standards of the black diaspora, if you will. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, I want to salute all the Black Americans who saw through the flim flam and just voted for what's right for their country, what's right for their future, what's right for their family.
Yeah.
You know, and if she really cared about Black people and she was really genuine, she would have came out and she would have said, how do we have all these billions of dollars for foreigners and illegal immigrants who have never contributed anything, but reparations never even came out of her mouth. It never even came out of her mouth. I mean, you're talking about put a hoe up on stage that talks about, I want some Henny and a plan B. That don't appeal to people. Ghetto people don't even get up to go to work. Never mind get up.
I don't think she had Sukihana on the stage. I know she had Glorilla, but that's Sukihana.
Glorilla, same difference. I mean, same difference. You know what I'm saying? That just shows that she's not in touch with what people. Where the
bitch. I need some Henny and a plan B. That's
America.
That's Sukihana. All right, hey man, salute. Thank you.
That was what she was pushing.
You did good. You did good. Thank you, Rory.
All right, my man.
Salute. Okay. All right. That's a friend of mine, White Boy Rory. Man, I spoke to him earlier. I said, hey, man, it would be great if you could call in, just watch the language, talk your talk. And he did. Guys, that's my email address on the screen. I'm coming to your donations. Thank you so much. Guys, if you're in the queue, you know, we need you to hit the like button. I'm sure Deeds is in the live chat. But we need you to hit the like button. But please don't call me if you're broke and you've never contributed to the show. I'm just being honest. I separate. I separate from people of lesser means. I don't hate you. I don't look down upon you. I don't want to, intermingle with you like that. I'm keeping it real. Is it Peter? Am I saying your name right? Hold on a second. You sent it a donation. Would like to call in if okay. Why Harris lost? Yes, well, what area code, sir? I got your donation. Thank you, Peter. There's my email address on the screen. Just say, Star, I'm on the line. I sent in a donation. Eric, thank you for your support. Hey, Star, can I, Eric the Mac, get unblocked and check? Well, so I don't know why'd you get blocked, sir? Did you do something crazy? I don't block people. I don't give out copyright strikes. My alleged daughter, Amy, that's her. Deeds. Miriam, can you send me an email with a link to your YouTube page? And I will forward that to Deeds. Thank you for your donation, Eric. We'll get you unblocked. I don't want you blocked, but, I have to follow the lead of these people who control my machine. I'm just the chump in the front. Hey, Regina. Well, I feel the Democrats. Okay, Regina, did you send it a donation? You just sending me an email. Are you broke? Please don't send me emails if you're broke. In the name of Jesus, don't send me emails if you're broke. Marco, is that my cousin? Put some effing respect on the Star Report name. Name the machine. Thank you, sir. Okay, I'm looking for East New York. Schwick, where are you, sir? You want to call in? Where are you? Let me know which area code you're calling from. Let me try area code 845. Good evening. Are you there? 845.
Yes, man. What's going on? They say it was Kamala pandering to black people. None of that didn't get her unelected. I mean, they say age and Father Time is undefeated. It's the internet, man.
Okay.
When them people have the ability, like not normal people, because we're all people, to just take videos and splice them up and show you things that were done from she did in 2008, things she said a week ago or a month ago, and you have so many content creators doing things that wake people up that when I grew up and not a young man, regular TV, Channel 7-4 is not going to put on. But when you have something like the internet where people are just able to put so much stuff out there and wake people up, I think that's what beat Kamala Harris. It was nothing else but people just, it's kind of crazy. It's like YouTube. I'm a 49-year-old man. I don't even turn on the TV no more. I watch YouTube. I mean, 20 years from
Wow.
20 years from now, people that are going to be 45 and 50, they won't even remember regular channels. And what the internet does is, there were things that I didn't even know happened, but if you have 20 content creators showing it and proving it, it's not like a lot of it's just weird, man. You had people making videos of her saying something that the average person, everybody's on the internet, wouldn't even be aware of. And the fact that they're
the interview from 2019 on the Griot, when she said no with regards to reparations, I'm not doing anything only for black people. That's what you're talking about. One of the
yes,
things?
And many other instances where they ask her questions and she'll say, I didn't say this or I said this. It's just so many things that the internet and the reach that it has and the fact that anyone can get on there and have 200,000 subscribers, 100,000. This stuff reaches people, and people were just tired of seeing people put up clips of her not being able to answer things. Whereas if 10 years ago or 15 years ago, you're not seeing that on channel 7, 8, 9. So it swayed a lot of people, man. And the internet be there. It was nothing else, man. So you have a good night.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate the call. Thank you. Shakim, peace. I got your donation. He says, hashtag red wave, hashtag close your legs, hashtag get a job, bums. Get money. Did I read that right, sir? That was his donation. Kamala Harris went slumming. That's the term that we used to use. Let me see exactly when she was born. Some of you like the whole zodiac thing. Hang on a second. Anybody know when she was born? What month? Oh, why do I like her? Is she a Cancer? Is she a Virgo? I don't subscribe to astrology. I became limitless in the mid-'80s. But, back in the days when I, used to claim to be a Taurus, there were certain girls that I always thought, okay, well, if she's a Scorpio, I know we're going to have hot sex. If she's a Cancer, for some reason, girls who are Cancers, I always got along with. Okay, she was born in October the 20th. So what would that make her? Let me Google that. October the 20th. Thank you, Deeds. Deeds says she is a Libra. Oh, okay. Well, I got along with Libra women, but I found them to be deceptive back when, I subscribed to astrology. Oh, so that's so deceptive, Hold on a second. Hold on. Oh, that's Dana. Thank you, Dana. Dana, are you live? Do you want to call in? Salute to Dana with the data. Oh, she's getting those numbers, putting out great content. Dana got a red-nosed pit bull. Woo! I was in her community section. Her red-nosed pit bull. His name is Kingston, if I said that right. Okay. Okay. A Libra, deceptive. There you go. Born in 1964. I know her oh so well. Girls like her. Girls like her that I grew up with in Scotch Plains, New Jersey, they were uppity. And I liked them. She came from a good home. And they felt that I was a sinister. Stop it, Terrain. Quit playing. She's that type. I'm coming to the phone, guys. Hang on a second. Hold on. Okay, Crown sent in another donation. Thank you, Crown. Okay, someone says you're waiting on the phone. Okay, what area code? Okay, this guy says you're on the phone. He's on the phone. What area code? Folks, please, I'm 60 years old. Yeah. What area code, sir? Peter, what area code? You keep saying I'm on the line. Okay. Deeds says this is the performer prior to Glorilla. at the rally. Check out the lyrics to the song she performed. Never Lose Me. Flo Milli? Oh my God. I know who Flo Milli is. Flo Milli performed. And here's the song she performed. Never Lose Me. Never had a bitch like me in your life. You ain't never had a bitch like me in your life. He speed in the Wraith while his hand on my coochie. Yeah, he touching. Okay. You see, she rolled out the nigger machine, Kamala Harris. And folks said, nah, we ain't doing that. Salute to you black folks who rejected that. Area code 718. Is that Peter? Peter, are you there, sir?
Hello, good sir.
Hey, man, how are you? Thank you for your support. And thank you for putting in your area code after 3 emails.
I know I'm not really paying attention. I'm dealing with my mother right now. She wants me too well.
Can you take off the headset, sir, or you're on a speakerphone? It's a little hard to hear you.
Headset. I'll take it off.
Okay. Give me a second, guys. This man spent some Skrilla. Are you ready, sir? Peter.
Hear me now?
There you go. Okay, where do you want to start? You have the floor.
Yeah, Kamala Harris, I don't think she was even running to win.
Okay.
She was running just to do what all Democrats do. Let the orange man who's bad or the Republicans who are bad get in power. And then, give us more money because we're going to fight against that. And they're not going to do anything. She's nothing but a fraud. I hate when people say that she's a communist because she's not. She's a corporatist. I mean, if she was a communist, why would she keep a bunch of prisoners in jail just because they can be used for slave labor? That's not something that a communist would do. Yeah. That's something that a corporatist would do.
Let's deal with the fact that she did run. She did lose. I can appreciate what you're saying, but let's deal with the fact that she lost. And if you ask me, the reason why it took her so long to address, her supporters and the nation, because she didn't address them last night before, she shut down and we woke up and then found out that Trump actually won. In my opinion, she had to make a bunch of phone calls and secure things. I'm sure she made about maybe $30 million in this campaign of hers. So to some degree, you're right. She's a corporatist, but I can't be mad at that. I'm a capitalist. Go ahead.
She got what the biggest thing a lot of people were saying that with the Kamala Harris race, it's if you're pro-abortion or you're not abortion. I never heard of anything being called abortion. Abortion sounds like a bad thing. Like if a movie does bad and you spend a bunch of money on it and does bad, that's called an abortion because you wasted your money.
Okay.
But it used to be called pro-choice or pro-abortion.
Right.
Now they don't only call pro-choice. They don't even call pro-choice. Now it's pro-abortion.
Right.
So they're not making any sense. But what you were saying, a lot of the issue that I think that she lost was what's going on with Israel and Gaza. And all she had to do was just say, I'm going to block funding. You can lie about it. Every politician lies. You can lie about it. And then guess what? People will vote for you. But she didn't want to do that. Want to know why? They actually showed this, APAC funding. She got $5 million. Trump got $2 million.
I'm listening.
I just think that Trump is a good businessman. He'll take less money and then he'll demand more money when he's in office.
Right.
But I think that's why she lost. She doesn't know how
Can I jump in and address what you just said? Okay, so you're saying she could have or should have said publicly she's going to stop funding to Israel to get votes here?
Yeah.
That would have been suicide, sir. That would have been suicide. Career suicide.
How's it career suicide when most of the country wants you to do that?
Well, the public vote, number one, is not going to get you in the office. Number two, we do know that the president is selected, not elected. We know who said that, right? I'm not just saying it. Who said that once upon a time?
I believe that was FDR.
FDR. So the powers that be, and let's dig deeper. Zionist.
So
hang on. Let me just get this out, and then I'll give you the last word. Zionist. You say something like that, it may sound hot. Yo, I'm gonna keep it real. We're gonna stop the funding, huh? Bitch,
no, but I agree with.
Bitch, go have several seats. Now, I'm not calling her a bitch, but I'm just saying that would have been the response from the powers that be. Now, okay, so she has lost. Do you yourself vote?
I voted for Jill Stein.
Okay. Jill Stein, who demolished the Breakfast Club. That I did see. She demolished them. Did you see that?
Yes.
Do you know that Netanyahu and Trump have already had a phone conversation since he won the election? Netanyahu already reached out.
I heard about it, but I didn't hear what was said.
That's a fact. Yeah, Netanyahu and Trump are on the phone. But go ahead and finish up. I just wanted to say, you're saying some good things, but I just wanted to see if you.
Yeah, I just don't know what was said.
Go ahead. Finish up. You have the floor.
What happened?
You have the floor. Go ahead and finish up. You have the last word.
Oh. No, so I think if you want the Democrats to win, lobbying.
Sir, did you just drop the F-bomb? Is that the F-bomb?
Oh, okay. Okay, they need to stop with.
Thank you, sir. We have to stick to the rules. He sent in a donation, and just know you can't do this. See, now I have to go back and edit that out. It's a good call up until the F-bomb. Give me a second. Edit Peter, F-bomb. F-bomb. This is a business, kids. Don't get it twisted. Okay, who is this? Someone, Miami on the line? Who are you? Did you send it a donation? Who's calling from Miami? Thank you, Deeds, for your email. I got that. Okay. McBride, I got your donation. Oh, it's what? Are you calling in, sir? What area code are you calling in from, officer? Guys, showrunner did Pandering to Blacks hurt Kamala Harris. Now, I wanted to say black culture, but I couldn't fit all that in there. So that's what we're discussing along with her concession speech today from Howard University. She spoke, looked great, sounded great. She kept the giggling to a minimum. She paced herself, and she brought it home, so to speak. But I feel like she wasn't gonna win, number one, and number two, she should have been talking like that throughout the campaign rather than the, you better thank a union member and all the pandering. Just want to say that again. Vera, I got your donation. Okay, officer, are you calling in or just sending in a donation? Either way, thank you for your support. I wasn't sure, where you wanted to go. Wait a minute, somebody tapping in from Georgia? Area code 912. Are you there? Good evening.
Yeah, I'm here, Boss Hog. What's going on, man?
How are you, sir? Yes, sir. What's cracking?
I'm doing all right. This is the dictator from Jersey City, man. I know you from Scotch Plains.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We did it again, man. We did it again.
Come on.
Well, she did make America goofy again. That she did do. She set out and did her goal, but
You did that.
You know, I'm a Jersey boy, so I was with Trump all day from Atlantic City.
There you go.
You know how we do down there.
Oh, man. Those are the days, huh?
Yeah, them the days. All on Ocean Ave, that bro walk. You know not to walk down that Ocean Ave. all them little pocket snatchers from back Maryland, from all them projects down there. But yeah, I just called to make you laugh real quick. But I'm enjoying this celebration, though.
I appreciate the call, man. Salute.
All right, salute.
For those who don't know, Trump used to own a lot of real estate back in the days in Atlantic City. And you want to talk about jiggy times. And that's another reason why so many rappers and entertainment people used to love Donald Trump. You could go to Atlantic City and stunt and party. Lex Diamonds, you got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Salute, fam. Smoking on a Kamala pack. No overtime taxes. Wow. Okay. Let me bring in area code 773. Good evening. Please watch the language. We're having a good discussion. We're talking about Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, if you so desire. Are you there?
Yes, sir. How you doing this evening, man?
Yes, sir. Good Evening.
All right, hey, this is Lord Johnson from San Diego. I call all the time, man.
Okay.
Appreciate you. Hey, I'm just really happy that Kamala caught that L.
Yeah.
I think it's important that not only that Trump won, but it's very important that now the Republicans have control of the House as well as the Senate.
And the Senate, yeah.
Yeah. So therefore, now on one hand, hey, Trump got no excuses. You know what I'm saying? You got a green light to do what needs to be done. Right. But and listening to your callers, I don't think that Kamala being fake black or you know what I'm saying, overplaying the race card, I don't think that stopped her at all. It was her, in my opinion. It was, I mean, clearly she's disingenuous, but moreover, it was the fact of her being tied to this current administration.
Okay.
This current administration has the open borders.
Mm-hmm.
This current administration was in charge during that Afghanistan withdrawal, right? And something about that Afghanistan withdrawal, I remember people hanging off the plane, 13 Marines were killed in a bombing attack. It was just a botched withdrawal.
Right.
And she was second in command. And as she states in herself, she said she was sitting in all the meetings when Joe Biden was there. Right. So, America's been at war for about 20 years, right? Specifically in Afghanistan. Hey, so you got all these veterans and their families. They weren't going for that, even though the press would ignore it. But veterans, we ain't forget that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it's that like her shucking and jiving and pretending to be black whenever it's convenient. I don't think necessarily that hurt her. The black vote, as much as we want to talk about, we're not going for this Kamala stuff, I think black people still overwhelmingly voted for her at 85%.
I would agree.
Yeah, so that's, now granted, that's less than what we normally give the Democratic Party. We normally give them 90% of our vote.
Yeah.
But still, that's trash. That's garbage. Hey, and if you look at any map or graphics displaying that, it's absolutely very bad for our people that we vote damn near so monolithically to one party. Asians don't do that.
You're right.
Hispanics don't do that.
You're right.
White folks in all their different varieties, they don't do that either. The small hats don't do that either. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you got to make both. Yeah, you show both parties. You engage with both parties.
If I can jump in, the small hats let you know they want tangibles. How much are you giving us? Oh, you're giving us. You're giving us something, but how much are you giving us? Go ahead. I just want to say that.
Yeah, no. And hey, but like our people, hey, it's these daggone what would you call them? I want to say wranglers or ringleaders, the Mark Lamont Hills, the Angela Rods, the Roland Martins. They just wranglers, man. They just wranglers to keep black folks leaning on the left. And like all of them will swear, I'm an independent, but no, they keep pushing black people to the left of the politics, and they do everything they can to demonize Republicans. Now, all Republicans ain't great, of course, but in all actuality, it does us a disservice to be tied to one party. And so hey, I'm happy Kamala lost. I'm happy we got the orange man in the house.
Yeah. Hey, man, I appreciate your call. And you are a former Marine, I forget, or Air Force.
That's correct, Marine. Never no Air Force, man.
Okay.
Yes,
there was a lot of equipment left in Afghanistan. Tanks, jeeps, rockets and stuff. How much was actually left there when they finally, brought them home?
Listen, I forgot the name of the air base. We left them a fully functional air base. Yeah. A fully functional, massive air base. We left them helicopters. We left them jeeps. We left them armored personnel carriers.
Right.
We left them Cessnas. Anybody can just Google it. We left them like tons of small arms, submachine guns, pistols, ARs. Hey, they got hooked up.
Yeah.
Hey, and ultimately the overall goal of that massive air base we created there, and we didn't even destroy it before we left. Yeah. Again, Biden, at minimum, that Biden administration should have fired people part of the Secretary of Defense, whether it be the Chief of Staff of the Army or the Secretary of Defense, Austin. But he didn't do any of that. This administration has been grossly incompetent, and it just pains me. I don't know, man. I'm just glad they're out of here.
No, I
glad
agree.
they're out of here.
I agree, and I thank you for your call. Thank you for your service as well.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, boss.
Yes,
Have
sir.
a good night.
Okay, man. We're having some good calls here. Let's stay on topic. Felix, I got your donation. He says, I'm donating in case a broke nigga wants to speak. Well, thank you, Felix. But no, man, we have to keep our distance. In the words of the great Reverend Ike, the best thing I can do for poor people is not become one of you. Reverend Ike said that. That's where Jay-Z got it from, for those of you babies who don't know. Okay. Hold on a second. Is that the officer who called in yesterday?
Sir, you there?
786. Is that you, officer?
Yes, sir. I'm back, baby. The Puerto Rican line taken.
How are you, man? What's cracking? Good to hear from you.
What's up, my brother? Nice to hear from you, man. How you doing?
Please don't call me a brother, please. You know that offends me. Now
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude. I'm muted. It's my bad.
That's okay. Bad. You sound a little different tonight. You were grooving the other night, yes? Respectfully, you were grooving.
Well, yes. Last night I was grooving. I was moving and grooving. I was excited to be on the show, man. That's why.
Thank you.
That's why.
And you're still on the job?
Wait.
Are you still on the job?
Listen, I still work, but I am off duty.
Okay.
Off duty. All right. I would never do that to the community. Anyways, so I wanted to start with I think what first hurt Kamala or Joe, however you want to say it, whoever.
Kamala.
Kamala, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm not trying to offend anybody. I think it was when Joe got on with Charlemagne. I don't know if that's your boy or not. And he said that whole, you're not black, you're not, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. Shit. I'm sorry.
Officer, you got to watch the language. Now, hang on a second. I've never met Charlemagne. I have nothing against him, but I'm bothered by the fact that they keep pushing a hip hop radio host in the front. There's so many qualified black men, women, and trans people. We cannot forget trans people who are qualified to speak and bring some of the points home. But go ahead. You were saying?
Absolutely, and I don't know if you guys are, well, I'm sure most of the audience have. You guys heard what Cardi B was saying and how she sounded. Come on, man, we can't. They're not going to win nothing like that. And bringing Megan Thee Stallion out, that's not going to help the Democrats. I'm a Republican. I voted for Trump. I'm very happy he won.
Okay.
Another thing that I don't like, and I just want to put it out there. And I hope you feel the same way, and your listeners too, or if they could understand. when a bad cop makes a bad move, as far as executing somebody, or they make a bad mistake,
right.
It's not all of us. I personally have so many black, not just friends, and I know a lot of racist people say that. I know that joke, but co-workers as well.
Right.
And we're not here to attack anybody. So another point I want to make, and in the 1920s, there was a president, I forget his name, and I don't want to lose you here, but just check it out.
Come on.
I don't want to lose you here, but when he did his second term, he did horrible. So I pray to God that Trump is not, is not going to do that.
Well, we'll see. But hey, man, I appreciate the call. And how many years on the job? You said since you were 21?
21, sir. Yeah.
How old are you now?
I'm 32.
Okay. So are you a detective now, or are you still patrolling?
I'm still patrolling, man. I love the streets.
Really?
I love the streets.
Really?
I've been offered, but I love the streets, man. There's nothing like, running into different stuff every day, and it's awesome, bro. It really is.
You're still enjoying the nightlife and the whores. Keep it real.
And that blue label, like I told you yesterday.
Yeah.
But I don't know about no lines though, man. You're gonna get me tied up. Man. Come on.
I was just joking. I have no knowledge of you doing coke. I was just joking.
Talking about 3rd Street and 4th Street, man. You crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, much love to you, man. Hey, listen, man. I'm a huge fan.
Okay.
I know a lot of people are, and thank you so much for accepting that call.
Thank you, officer.
And hopefully I become a routine caller, because I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, man. Salute. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah. That's it. I'll just say an officer of the law from Florida. He called in the other night, and he was on one. Let me put area code 786 in the queue. You're my next caller. Is this Chanel or someone else? Area code 786.
Yes. Hi. Good evening.
Hey, can you sit tight? I'm coming to you next. Just hold on. Be right back. Hold on.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you for your patience, Chanel. I want to read some of these other donations. Alejandro, thank you for your continued support, sir. Peaches, I got your donation. Okay. Guys, if I missed any donations at the top of the screen, pardon me. I'm trying to make sure that we stay on topic. Let's keep the language, respectable, so I can leave this show up. For those of you who have been emailing me and you're in the comments, yo, what happened to the stream from the other night? Well, I was playing a lot of video footage so that we could be as informed as possible. And then those shows, I took them down because I don't want to deal with copyright stuff. It really wasn't the language or what we were saying, because we do go off the rails. But those copyrights by way of that footage that we were playing. Oh, and I got 2 copyright notifications for Glorilla's song and an MC Light song. So those particular shows were downloaded, and I have the files, but they're not available for rebroadcast purposes. Curious George, I got your donation. Star Luke Caney works in an African call center where he poses as a girl on List Crawler and scams niggas out of their deposit for half an hour. Hey, Chanel, thank you for your patience and your donation. Where do you want to start, darling? Chanel.
I think I want to start with number one, right? As a black woman, I think that the Harris campaign really poorly collected data on Black American culture.
Yeah.
And you got to think about, we are 3 or 4 generations removed from when we first got in this country.
Right.
And most Black women now are highly educated.
Yes.
So when they put up Megan Thee Stallion, Glorilla, Cardi B, a lot of us were highly offended. And as I kind of talked to some of my coworkers and friends, because of course, Black women are so loyal, they kind of was teetering and not being honest, but it bothered them.
Good point. And I agree.
And
I agree.
Right. So that was disrespectful. And that was another, I think, indictment on you're not like us. Okay.
Right.
Even though we kept hearing this over and over from a lot of Democratic political pundits trying to make us believe that she is from our tribe.
Right.
Okay. Also, I think 4 years of the Biden-Harris administration, we saw a lot of benign neglect of our grievances. And we saw a lot of other nations' needs being met. Number one, in the beginning of the administration, the Asian Americans were saying they were victims of hate crimes. And immediately Harris attended a summit in, I believe it was, Georgia or Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And she pledged to pass the COVID-19 hate crime bill.
Mm-hmm.
That was the issue. Number two, the border, the crossings of all these illegal immigrants, I think it's up to 7.8 million in their administration. We saw the outcry from Black communities across the nation. Recently, the FEMA response due to Hurricane Helene in North Carolina, where FEMA really couldn't get out a lot of resources because there were reports that they were somewhat depleted. They were broke. Right. There was no proper funding. And that was a huge mistake on their part, how they mishandled that. And then I'm not quite sure if people know about last year, the Biden-Harris administration actually pledged $32 billion to Native Americans to rebuild their infrastructure.
Right.
13 billion. I mean, the money goes on and on. And plus, of course, with Ukraine and Israel. Yeah. And I just think that people are just tired because, what about your backyard? What about home? What about the people that put you in office? And I just think that this election is just a huge indictment on their policies.
If I can jump in, stay with me. I'm agreeing with you. You. And let me also add for those who, really, I'm sure you do, what she did to the Freedmen's Bank back in 2022.
When she went there and she spoke.
Yeah, she expanded it. I mean, to involve other groups and or cultures.
Right.
So she's already been on a mission to include others in the plight for foundational Black Americans, ADOS, whatever you consider yourselves to be. And yeah, so I saw her as disingenuous. I saw her as going slumming. But again, I mean, I never thought she really cared. To be precise, she never really cared. She was moving, shaking, and popping, and just doing too much dancing. Did you see her dancing? No rhythm, no rhythm.
None at all. Too much mayonnaise. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I said what?
Right, and and we were like, come on, like just be real. You don't have to try to sound like the collard greens and then the accent changes and then I mean, we went through this with Hillary Clinton, and you would thought they would have got the message and read the room. But I just think that they were just so comfortable knowing that they were going to have Black Americans vote, period. But this is a wake-up call. They're going to have to really work now and show why. And then just I'm thinking about too black men, and it's a new day, Star. Black men are tired of being portrayed as beta males, and them being masculine is toxic, and and being portrayed as degenerate, and black men, large and wide, they are out here really trying to make a way, and it's hard, and they're trying to provide for their family, but nobody portrays them as that. You give us the antithesis of what we originally as a black family and a black nation really stand for. We are Christian, loving, God-fearing people. And so the narrative has changed. But right now, I think Russia reached out to Trump, like you said, and Yahoo has reached out. I mean, it's over with. He already got executive orders already ready to go. Kellyanne has said that it's over. Yeah. So they might have to. I don't know what the game plan is going to be the next cycle, the Democratic Party, but we're not a monolith anymore. Right. We're not. Right. And then also, Star, they gave all this money to the Native Americans, and guess who they voted for large and wide? The Republican Party. Yeah. They don't even want the damn money. Give it to us.
Good point. So I have no pushback on what you've said. And you're right. Things have changed, and moving forward, I think that the approach, if you will, from these Democrats to quote unquote the black people of America, and there's so many different shades and forms of black, it has to be more respectful. There has to be tangibles, because she went down in flames, if you ask me. Just want to say that.
That was a landslide. And the thing about it, it was so historic, because they said some districts flipped, and they haven't been Republican since the 1800s. Right. I'm like, geez. Mm-hmm. If that's not a wake-up call, and this hasn't been done since Reagan. He went back and got the old coalition together.
Yeah. How about Georgia? Georgia supported Biden in his last election, but they turned around and got on Trump's side. How about Georgia?
I think the largest district was, of course, Gwinnett, but overall, everybody else voted Republican.
Yeah. I mean, Georgia has been red for most of its existence, but I mean, they did support Biden when he was against Trump. Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, Trump did. He is, and I think, and let me tell you, I really believe there's a lot of blacks that secretly support it, still won't come out and say it, but I think they kind of said, yeah, we're going Democrat, and then got in that booth and did something different.
I agree. I thank you for your call,
good night, Ty. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you. Bye now.
All right, bye.
Okay, bye. She was cooking. Okay. Okay. I got your donation, McBride. Thank you so much. Okay. Hold on a second, guys. What is this here going on? I have to check something. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Matter of fact, let me do this after the show, because I'm doing too much. Right now. Folks, please check out Camille via YouTube. She does great content. YouTube.com @Coffee Chat with Camille. It's one of my sponsors. Camille, I think she's going to send me a link tomorrow. And with my sponsors, we always give them premium placement, not just on the showrunner here, but in the community section. If any of you are current sponsors, please stay in touch. Send me bullet points from time to time so that I can keep people up to speed on your new videos that you post, or something that is, important to you. Okay. Sponsors, always reach out via email. Okay. I read these two donations. Kenny, is it Kenny Carter? I got your donation. Okay. Let me make sure I'm not missing anybody here who has texted me. Okay, I don't check text messages during the show, unless it's from Deed. So anybody else who's trying to reach out, please email me, okay? AO, I get your donation. Peace, Star. She never had a chance, okay? Nickel Slick and them hood rats twerking on top of her, never answering a direct question, killed her chance. I agree. And as a Trump supporter, I'm trying to be as, fair as possible with regards to my assessment of things. And that's why I started out this show talking. I think I spoke for like 15, 20 minutes to try and give context. I agree with you. I don't think she deserved it. I was a little concerned, though, about whether they would buy it for her, buy the presidency. But clearly, the American people felt different, and it showed at the polls. I just want to say that. Thank you for your support, okay? Let me go back to the phone lines here. Area code 757. Good evening. Please watch the language. We're having a healthy discussion. Are you there? 7-5.
I'm here. Yeah, how you doing? I'm here. I was just saying that, I think that, Kamala's biggest issue, I don't really think it was just pairing the black folks because, when we look at the exit data, black folks still voted for her in greatest numbers, by far. It was definitely, what we always know that, I think it was more of what would you say is that, white women in a statement, they were slowing the black woman down. Some of y'all are getting too smart, getting too fast, you're moving up, and you need to slow that down. I think that was a major thing. And then I think that she could not, get through the misinformation, that's crazy online, that misinformation. And I don't think that she had a real push to push back on that.
Okay, I want to make sure I heard you correctly because your phone went in and out. You said something about white women or white people. I definitely, black people voted for her, still, in large. Trump got about the same amount of, black votes in 2020 as he got now. White women and Latinos moved the needle for Trump by far and the greatest. And I think it was overall. Hang on a second. Overall, Kamala Harris did not get the usual 95%. You do know that she got 80 something. She got 80 something, and then they still came out. You're right. They still came out for the most part, but her numbers
they came out in droves.
They were not as strong. And hang on a second. I'm agreeing with you. But if I understand you correctly, your point is exactly what I'm saying in my showrunner. Did pandering to black culture hurt her with white people? Did white people, for the most part, look at her and her rollout and say, no, that's a little too much? Now, Barack Obama, he's slick. A wordsman. Hang on, let me just get this out, sir. I'll give you the last word.
Yeah.
A wordsman, a pimp talk. Woo! I'm going to say it again and again and again. At the Black Caucus, he said, take off your slippers, put on your marching shoes, shake it off. That's pimp talk. She doesn't have that type of vernacular or that type of game or execution, if you will. So did white people see her pandering and say, nah, I don't want these babies that I'm raising aspiring to be like a Cardi B, Glorilla, MC Light, nor do I want my son, Jared, Brad, or whatever his name is, desiring a Megan Thee Stallion, and so on and so forth. Did that pandering hurt her with other cultures?
I don't think so. I don't think so. When I've watched enough of, Trump rallies and Fox News, and, he has just as much, coonery and step and fetch it as the next, rally. I mean, you got the Kid Rock and the Hulk Hogan's and, all those things there. And, that stuff is very cringy. So, but that's just what, that's just what they like, and I get it, but I don't think so at all. I think that, secretly, white women has always been, the black woman's adversary low key, in my opinion. They're they get in the side eye. Their colleagues with them. They do the whole passive aggressive thing and all of that. I think that really came out. And like you always say, white women are the most protected class in America. And they fell back into that comfort zone of what they know. And I just think that's how they move. I mean,
can I ask you another question? Can I ask you another question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How old are you?
I'm 45.
45? Okay. Do you think white genetic survival is a real thing?
In their minds, yes. I mean, in their minds,
yes.
They 100% think that. Yes, yes.
White
they do.
Genetic survival. I'm going to let you finish up, but in my opinion, you goddamn right. All that cooning and bucking and shucking and yucking that Kamala Harris was doing with all them rappers. You betcha some white women looked at that and white men and said, let me get my ass up and get to the pole, goddamn, because that I don't want living in my community. Go ahead and finish up.
Yeah, I mean, I truly believe, that was a thing. But then again, then I also think that, Democrats are late to the party as far as their online machine, point blank period. I mean, Trump, they're out there shouting out, Theo Vaughn and Aiden Ross and things of that nature. And I mean, and you know how the internet is. I mean, the algorithm doesn't know color. The algorithm doesn't know sex. It does none of that. Once that door opens up, the next video comes. The next video comes.
There you go.
And somehow, they were able to get, their talking points or whatever it be, some of these outlets and things of that nature, and that that 18 to 30-year-old age group, young white females and young white males, and some blacks, or something of that, and went down that lane, but. I don't think Megan Thee Stallion really hurt her per se. Okay. I think America's still, not ready. I mean, hell, they didn't vote for, a white woman in 2016. Now you got a woman with brown skin in 2024. I mean, it was going to be an uphill battle no matter what.
Okay. I appreciate the call. Thank you.
Thank you.
And white folk looked at Kamala Harris with all that shucking and yucking. Yeah, girl. Oh, child. What? Bye, Felicia. And they said, I can get with that for purposes of entertainment, but running the country, no. Handsome Hustler 88 got your donation. Thank you, sir. He's a star. One of your callers voted for the Green Tea Party and drives around with a MAGA bumper sticker. Pay attention. Guys, if you're in the queue, have you sent in a donation? I'm not hurting for anything, but have you supported the machine, or are you just in the queue, to talk? Did you hit the like button? We need for this video to be shared. This one I'm going to leave up. The others I had to take down for, again, copyright reasons, but this one I'm going to leave up, okay? Janice, I got your donation. Thank you, darling. She says, I was offended. Okay, she says she's Puerto Rican. She was offended by Fat Joe saying that Puerto Ricans who support Trump are house niggas. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. Yosef, I got your donation. He says, a Goyim could never be my brother. Yeah. Stick to Jewish law. There you go. That's Yosef. He calls him from time to time. Yosef, are you up to speed? Netanyahu already reached out to Trump. Let me bring in area code. I'm sorry, I lost that person's name. She was on hold. Give me a second, guys. Is that you, 646? Thank you for your patience.
Hey, good evening, sir. It's just Strider False Prophets.
Oh, hey,
I send in my donation. Yeah. Hey, what's going on? I am elated. I am so happy as a child of immigrants. This was a great, great night for the Latino vote because we came out in droves and shifted the balance of power. It was a beautiful thing to see. Yeah. It was a beautiful thing to see. Now our vote will not be ignored. And yes, to answer the earlier question and to address some other callers, yeah, I don't want my daughter looking up to Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. No, I don't. I do not. It's not what we came here for. Listen, I'm gonna say something that you probably haven't heard a lot of people, especially immigrants, say. Nobody crosses the border to identify with African Americans. Okay, and the sooner people start realizing that, I think eyes will be open, and you'll start voting accordingly. Because it's a fact. It's a fact.
Sir,
that's why they don't.
Sir, in the world of battle rap, they say run it back.
What was that?
In the world of battle rap,
run it back.
Run it back. What'd you say?
Oh, run it back. Run it back. Nobody crosses the border to identify with African Americans. Not even Africans. Not even Africans.
It's a fact.
Okay.
It's a fact. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll listen to your album. We'll hip and hop, but no. Nobody crossed the border to live in the projects. Nobody crossed the border. Nobody did it. I'm just. Hey, can I keep it real tonight? I'm celebrating.
Please, come on. Come
on. Let's go. Listen, like you, I knew the late great Reverend Ike. He signed checks for me. I didn't want to be poor either. I worked in the United Palace. I did when I was younger. I worked in the palace, and I had the pleasure of meeting that man in person. But yeah,
well,
it was
hang on.
Sure.
How much did Reverend Ike sell those prayer cloths for? Remember that? He used to sell a cloth. It was a prayer cloth. He used to hold up the billboard on cable TV, and he would talk about the prayer cloth for like 35 minutes. What was he selling those for, Pop? Was it like $15, $20? This was back in the goddamn 80s.
Yeah, back then. It was a Walkman cost cheaper than back in the days.
That's back when pimping. That's back when pimping was pimping, man. I mean, folks, give me a second. I don't mean to ramble, but he used to drive a Rolls Royce back in the 70s. His hair was fried, dyed, and laid to the side. He had a conch or a pompadour. It's pimping, Reverend Ike. Go ahead.
Yeah, listen. He owned like about 16 Rolls Royces, and they would set up the clones on 176th Street between Broadway and Wadsworth, right at the back entrance of the palace. I know I walked. Anyway, that's here. We're talking about MAGA tonight. I love it. Of course, Reverend Ike would have been on that stage. Don't get it twisted. Reverend Ike would have been. He would have been on that stage some way, shape, or form. But like I was saying, for entrepreneurs, the babies that create content, that receive donations, no tax on tips. All this sending the coins on TikTok, all that, the Twitch streaming, all the donations. Listen, tax free. It's gonna be great. The cryptocurrency, what he's doing for crypto. The Democrats were just out of touch. And me personally, I watched the speech. I was at work when I saw her concession speech, Miss Harris, this afternoon. She looked relieved. Like, oh man, I don't got to do this. I was just doing what.
A few people have said that. Can you speak to that before you go? She looked relieved.
Right. It's kind of like, when your parents make decisions for you and you just want to honor your parents. Like, all right, I'm gonna do it. Yeah. All right, but look, I didn't have to do it now. Like I complied. I know this is what you wanted, but I'm free now.
Yeah,
I'm free now. That's what what you saw was the real her. That was her because she didn't want to do the job. She didn't. Yeah. She didn't want to do the job. She wanted to get, she thought it was going to be an easy path. And then when the questions started coming during the campaign, hey, what about this? What about that?
Yeah.
And you know what? Respect to Joe Biden for being the only Democrat that beat Trump. I think he did that on purpose. He said, no, she was there with me the entire time.
I can't say respect to Joe Biden. He's just a bold face liar, And I don't like anything about him, his past, his history. I've never met Charlemagne, but I didn't like how he spoke to Charlemagne. That was crazy. And Charlemagne, of course, didn't want to talk crazy to the commander in chief, but if he would have, it would have been justified. Talking about if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. How dare you? How dare you?
Oh yeah, I mean Larry Elder put him in his place. That was great to watch. When he went up.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about Joe Biden. I don't want to shift to Larry Elder. Joe Biden, I don't rock with him. But go ahead, finish up, man. Go ahead, finish up.
Oh, but yes, listen, a great night for America. And Trump now, because he won the House and the Senate, he's going to live his presidential life like he lived the rest of his life, making the rules as he goes along, literally.
There you go. I appreciate the call, man.
All right, have a good one.
Yes, sir. Okay. Folks, we're having some good conversations. Thank you for watching The Language. Thank you. I, like many of you, we have to monetize these shows, and we want to get the green notification as opposed to the yellow. It's a business. Hey, has anybody seen or heard Robert De Niro since Kamala Harris lost? If so, can you please email me the link? Where's my email address? Oh, my goodness. Robert De Niro, who married one of my cousins years ago. He's a Trump hater. There's the email address right there. The hater, 1964yahoo.com. Robert De Niro, huh? Talking hella crazy. He hates Trump's guts. They did something together decades ago because Trump was out and about, moving, shaking, and popping with all of those people. Reverend Al Sharpton, Mike Tyson, everybody from the black New York tri-state who was, doing something, hung out with Trump. Oh, let me look in the live chat real quick. Guys, what's going on with Whoopi Goldberg? What's going on with Whoopi Goldberg? Is she okay? I sit tight on the phones. Also, I have to ask, what's going on with Bishop T.D. Jakes? Did Bishop T.D. Jakes support Kamala Harris or Pastor Dollar, Creflo Dollar? Let me go to area code. Hold on, guys. Did I pick up this call yet? 313, thank you for your patience. Are you there? 3.
I'm right here.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, I'm right here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you?
I'm doing real good. I don't know what one of your other callers is talking about that, as far as they didn't think that the Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion did anything to sway the vote. Like that was so cringy seeing Megan Thee Stallion twerk. And you don't think that twerking negatively impacted Kamala's race? Like you don't think?
Well, me personally, I do. And that's why I'm asking the question.
Right. And I'm saying it does too. But one of your right. I mean, because it seemed like Kamala Harris went to the ghetto trash bag, and then he was saying that well, they have.
Well, sir, can I ask you not to address a previous caller? I don't like to do that. It lets you and I talk. Let me hear your thoughts. I appreciate the callers. They support the machine. Give me your thoughts about the show and the Coon Fest, if you will, that Kamala Harris rolled out.
Oh well, my thoughts is that it was totally buffoonery. Like, she chose the worst females to represent, for her run. And I do think a female can be president. If Michelle would have ran, Michelle would have won. And if she ever does decide to run, it'll be a whole different ball game with Michelle. Michelle's somebody that's actually about prestige and dignity. So, and when you see Hulk Hogan and Kid Rock up there, that's not like Glorilla or Cardi B. These are just regular. These not regular. These are actual American men that actually that don't have a per se stain on their name. Because like Cardi B, she was known for drugging and robbing men. Mm-hmm. So you come out Kamala Harris,
choose a woman that openly admitted to drugging and robbing men to speak for you? Come on, man. What are we doing?
Let's take this time to say salute to Tasha K, right? Who stood on business against Cardi B and her history that she acknowledged, you know. Salute to Tasha K.
Tasha K.
Hold on a second. But now, you know, Cardi B standing up and all of that, yo, and doing the whole Charo thing. That's a very old person. Charo, the coochie, you know, doing that whole thing in 2024. It bothered people like me. I don't dislike Cardi B, but you know, there's a time and there's a place for someone like her. Megan Thee Stallion. It just, I think together, all of it motivated people to come out, not just white people, but Hispanics and others to come out and support Trump. Let me just say one other thing to you, and just a little pushback, I'm not too sure that Michelle Obama would have beat Trump. I mean, I've heard people say that, Michelle Obama, I mean, don't you think she would have brought out some rappers as well? Her and Barack Obama. No, hang on, let me just finish the question, sir. Sir, let me just finish the question. Her and Barack Obama, the two of them, birds of a feather flock together, right? The two of them did nothing for black people except some little initiative, My Brother's Keeper initiative. Yes, he pardoned people, this we know, but no tangibles, right? Barack Obama, no tangibles. So what makes you think Michelle Obama would have done anything for quote unquote black people?
Well, first Michelle Obama will officially be the first black president because Barack, he's just dark because his daddy is from Africa. As far as the FBA, Michelle Obama is straight up. I mean, I can say nigga, right?
Oh, sir, yeah, but don't use profanity. Take it easy. Go ahead.
Okay, my bad.
Go ahead.
My bad. But Michelle Obama, she's FBA 100%. You know. And then what I would expect Michelle Obama not to get a Cardi B. I would expect Michelle Obama to bring out a Jill Scott or Erykah Badu, a woman that are actually respectable to bring out on a presidential rally. Now, you ain't gotta go to the slum to get Megan Thee Stallion shaking a tail feather on a presidential rally. That just blew my mind.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to hold up too much time because I love the show.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, but okay. Thank you for chiming in. And anything with regards to the pandering? Anything else with the pandering?
No, I'm pretty much done, man.
Okay, thank you, man. Salute. Thank you. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, we're having some good calls here. All right. Folks, if you're in the queue, you know, and you've been on hold, did you hit the like button? Did you donate to the machine? You know? Your donations are appreciated. Hold on a second. Okay. Okay, Deeds says, Whoopi Goldberg says she still won't say his name while talking election on The View. Is this a new article? Trump was on The View recently. I didn't watch it. I can't watch those women sitting around. Okay, this is a new article. NBC 15 News. Whoopi Goldberg says she still won't. Okay, she won't say Trump's name. Is Whoopi Goldberg playing the black card? What is her trip? Well, what is her trip? She's a multi-millionaire. She ain't got no man and don't want no man. Whoopi Goldberg is talking about she prefers hit and runs, right? Smash and dash. She does have a daughter. She's got a grandbaby. Salute to her. But what is her gripe? Does she have an issue, or is she just, pump faking for black people? Area code 786. Are you in the queue? Did we speak? Area code 786. Hey, I got your donation. If you sent in a PayPal, is that you? 786?
786 is Officer McBride again. Is it me?
Hey, what's up,
Is it me?
Did you send in a donation or was that somebody else?
Absolutely. I had my girl send that to me because I couldn't repeat it again.
Okay. Are you okay, officer? What's going on? I spoke to you a little while ago. What's going on?
I'm fine, man. I'm fine. I just wanted to add on. Did you guys or did your audience notice that when President or Vice President Biden, I don't even know what to call him anymore, when his wife went to go vote, she was wearing all red, and then the same day he was wearing a Trump hat. I found that.
You're talking about the old footage? You're talking about the old footage?
No, this was probably like about 2 days ago.
Oh. I may have seen it, but I don't pay attention to Biden. He's got one foot in the grave. He's clearly eating cheeseburgers through a straw. I want him out, and I want to see his crackhead son locked up, right? Hunter.
Hey, do you think that white? Let me keep it clean. Do you think that white substance that was found in the White House was that his? Or what do you think that was?
No. I have no proof. Let me say that because I'm not trying to catch a lawsuit. I think the white the white substance may have belonged to Kamala Harris. If it were quote unquote crack rock, then the chances would have been better that it was Hunter's. Hunter's a crack smoker, right? Kamala's from my generation, and we, for most of us, we did powder. I wasn't a crack smoker. Because she's always giddy and upbeat. I mean, that's how do you stay awake? How do you keep energized if you're not taking naps? But I have no proof.
That's what I'm saying. And Star, let me ask you a question, man. Where are you from, bro?
All right, Scotch Plains, New Jersey. Born and raised. I moved to New York in 1981. But listen, man, I got to take other calls, and you sound like you're grooving, officer. Get some rest, okay?
I'm grooving. All right, man. Take it easy.
Okay, all right. Okay. He called back. He sent in a nice donation. Thank you to the multiple police departments that rejected me when I applied to be, a police officer over the decades. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, someone's payment failed. Okay, but then you sent it via PayPal. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. Trump was loved by the black community. Oh my goodness. And this was after the whole Central 5 situation. Okay, someone sent me a link of Robert De Niro getting called the Trump one. Is that a new video? It looks like, okay, I'll watch it after the show. I can't watch it right now. Thank you for your Zelle donation, Jason. I appreciate you, sir. Guys, we do use Zelle in case you don't use Cash App. There's my Zelle information. Again, tax deductible donations when you do your taxes. And I hope that you at least file your taxes. Jason says, showing support for the machine. Jason out of East Orange, New Jersey. Salute to you, sir. Didn't they fire like a bunch of teachers in East Orange about a month or so ago? I read something about that. Hold on a second. I know back in the 70s, there was some really, really upscale areas in East Orange, New Jersey. Okay. Thank you, Deeds. No, somebody else sent me a Robert De Niro link, but I can't watch it right now. Victor got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Yes, the showrunner did Pandering to Blacks hurt Kamala Harris. I'm really trying to say black culture, but it was a little too long. Did it hurt her? Did other cultures see her doing a jig and say, whoa, let me get my ass up and go vote. Let me slow that down. It's just a question. Area code 757. Late night, are you there? 7.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm all right. Hey, speaking of The View, you remember that episode when Trump was first running, how they was loving him?
I'm not a View watcher. I may have seen the clip, but those are old women who sit around cackling, and they're just too cynical and condescending for me. I can't watch that show. I can't watch it.
Me neither. But like you, I seen a clip.
Okay.
On another podcast.
Okay.
But it was like watching the Twilight Zone, man. They was treating that man like he was royalty.
Yeah.
And it just blatantly showed it's all BS, man. It's all BS, man. It's all BS. But I want to say I'm tired of the.
Did you vote?
Say it again.
Did you vote?
Oh man, I ain't got time for that. I take the George Carlin approach.
Well, I just asked you if you voted, sir. Did you vote?
No, I did not vote.
Okay.
I did not vote.
Okay, go ahead.
But I'm tired of like black people, man. They don't take us seriously, man. I'm tired. I'm over it, bro.
Oh,
sir, I'm over it. Man.
Okay.
We're getting disrespected. Like right now, I'm out here in Virginia and Manassas. I'm working out here, and it's a lot of foreigners out here, and they are disrespectful.
Yeah,
they treat you like you're not even there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then they look at you like you a waste of space, and we're getting that from the majority of the ethnicities in the world now. Like we're being looked at as a nuisance in a sense. Like we're being looked at like a child. You know what I'm saying? And it's I'm over it, bro. I mean, my fault. I'm over it though.
No,
I'm over it.
It's
man.
okay, and I hear you. Yeah. I mean, there are migrants, illegals, foreigners who come here, and they are told, be careful amongst the blacks. You could even go to some of these escort dating sites, and they say no black men. No black men.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's even down to the escort. You can't even trick.
Yeah.
You can't even trick right. They don't want to deal, but we always trying to get something.
I've had girlfriends over the decades, and listen, I'm all for a woman selling a little coochie on the side. It's get money, bitch. But I'm not buying you a Birkin bag, girl. So you better get it somehow. And they've clearly, said, hey, I don't do black guys. So can you pick me up? Can you make sure I'm okay? And, help them set up the ad on Adult Search or one of the other sites. It's, I'm agreeing with what you're saying. I'm agreeing with what you're saying. Go ahead.
It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous, man. We're getting disrespected. We're being treated like children, but we're acting like children, man. Like, why would she bring up Cardi B?
Oh my God, yeah.
Is it her constituent? I mean, is it her surrounding people that suggested that?
Yes.
That was like,
yes.
That's terrible. That's crazy.
It was more than likely her team of young people who are glued to a goddamn phone, who think that because of the trends or whatever's trending on social media, that those are the things and the steps that she should have made. Let me just say this one last thing to you. I said earlier in the broadcast. I don't know how old you are, but do you remember the monumental song by Shaka Khan, "I'm Every Woman"?
Yeah, I heard you when you said that. I was like, wow.
If that would have been her campaign song, "I'm Every Woman."
Yep.
That could have avoided all this. Am I black? Yada, yada. Well, listen, I'm every woman. I represent the Asian, the Latina, the Venezuelan.
Yeah, that would have killed it.
That would have killed it.
Yeah, she was ill advised,
killed
man.
it.
But like you said, I don't think she wanted, like you said, like my man said earlier, I think she was doing it like her parents told her. She was just doing it to keep the parents happy or whatever. She didn't seem like but we all knew Trump was winning. We all knew that. Yeah. Like all the people I'm around, we all knew. We all knew. We wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
Especially once that assassination attempt, then another one. I thought this dude is a martyr.
Okay,
he's definitely winning. he's definitely winning now.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I appreciate the call, sir. Appreciate the call.
All right, sir. Have a good evening, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When Whitney Houston redid Shaka Khan's "I'm Every Woman," woo! White women got on board. What year did Whitney Houston release that song? Hold on. That remake. Shaka Khan, she said at the end, Shaka Khan. She gave props to her. What year did Whitney's version come out? Was it 1999? Was it 1999? Or was it, I thought it was earlier. Okay, I Want to Dance with Somebody came out in 1987. Let me just, give me a second. There's a reason why I'm asking this. I thought it was 1992. Okay, 1993. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Why was I reading something different here? Thank you, Deeds. 1993 is when Whitney Houston dropped "I'm Every Woman." Now, black people, they love Whitney. They love Whitney Houston now, but she was booed by the whole entire goddamn black audience because she wasn't black enough. What year was that? I forget. Hold on. Whitney Houston booed at the Soul Train Awards. $1989. You can see the video. You can see the video. Whitney Houston being booed. And then when she came out in 1993 with "I'm Every Woman," white women and white people said, "No, that's our girl." That monumental song. That's the point I'm trying to make with regards to Kamala Harris. Had she have used that song instead of "Freedom," not that she would have won. I just wanted to point that out. Okay. Michael, I got your donation. He says, OG. Okay. You know, it's all strategy, symbols, if you will. Is it Lena? Hi, Lena. Got your donation. Are you on the line? Lena, is that you? Thank you for your patience.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. Thank you so much. I was I'm skeptical of using Cash App.
Got you.
So it took me a while to figure out how to donate. I just wanted to say, I used to listen to you on the radio, like when I was little, like maybe 2000. 2005? I think that was part 105.
Easy. You were 10 years old.
I don't know. I just wanted to say I enjoyed your show when I was young. And then somehow on YouTube, you popped up and I had no idea you were back. And I've been listening over the last few weeks. But I enjoy your commentary.
Thank you.
I'm also from Union County, where you're from. Not near Scotch Plains, but from that area.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And grew up mostly in Woodbridge. But I want to say I've been Republican since I was 18. I'm 30 now.
Okay.
So I was raised by, upper middle class Black family.
Mm-hmm.
My father and mom were civically engaged, and they voted every election, school election, every election. I remember them going together. In the school district I went to, they also spoke about civics, which is not really a thing anymore.
Right.
So I just want to lead with that. There are a lot of people who don't really have that example, and they don't vote. I don't like Kamala Harris, and I think the first mistake was Biden refusing to give up until June, July.
Yeah.
That gives you 3 months. That prevented a new class of people to, create a platform, get some attention. And then, of course, just like what they did in 2020, let's get a Black woman on the ticket.
Yeah.
They're scrambling. So I think it's because Black people are easily impressed. And I think it was a cheap shot. Well, we can at least get the Black voter base.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that was kind of wrong. I think people are not really understanding that there are a lot of people suffering in many regards, whether it be, economically, mentally. And I think people are fed up. And I think the choice of Kamala, when she barely performed well at the primary, I think she came usually second to last, if not last,
right,
was a horrible decision. And I also think the fact that, and people are always worried about identity politics and optics, but and you're, I believe, biracial, so you understand. She is half Caribbean and half Indian. Right. And that in itself is a very unique experience. And it's not the Black American experience. I would be stupid to say that if I had a kid with a Japanese man, that child is Black. I mean, sure, if they look it, but that would be dishonest in a way. I think she should have leaned more into that, because there are plenty of immigrants that are here looking for a solution. I think she could have leaned into that definitely more as she became more, front facing. And the first thing she could have done was speak in complete sentences and actually answer a question. Right? She's in a position where people are just voting for her because she's not Trump. And those are the same people who didn't show up for her. I think she was short, 15 million votes, which is embarrassing. So I think all of this is a setup.
She got manhandled.
I was not surprised. I stayed up until 3 a.m. with one of my friends who went on this Unhinged, and this is a Black man.
Okay.
He was offended at the existence of Kamala. He said she reminded him of all the finger wagging, condescending Black women in his lifetime. And I'm not trying to be rude, but I had no idea he believed that until he shared that with me. And Obama put the final nail in the coffin for Black men. They're the least engaged civically. And if you want to motivate someone to vote, then you should speak positively.
Right.
I think that was the meaning. You should just be glad people are voting.
I agree.
I think, again, people are tired of identity politics. I think it's one of the worst things that Black people can do. And I think Black people are always going to have an allegiance to the Democratic Party. I did not vote for her. I voted for RFK just to be funny. I know New Jersey was going to.
Really?
All right. Well, whatever. I might as well just throw it to the wind. But I got up there at 7 a.m. thinking there was going to be a line, and there was no line. But from my environment currently, it's mostly Cuban. And if you know anything, obviously, they love them some Trump. So it was over. Yeah. I mean, I hate to say it. It's just not.
At least you voted. You're part of the solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe I had a conviction to vote. I think the Democrats have moved too far left. People care about their kids. They care about society. They care about getting a bigger paycheck. Right? So when you start infringing on that right and just platforming over abortion, which in itself, if we take a step back, abortion is still a very serious thing that should not be celebrated. We should, that in itself seems a little odd to me personally. So I'm glad she lost, because I think we can, we need solutions. We need people that answer a question. I think J.D. Vance, I'm slightly skeptical of him because he kind of spoke down to Trump about Trump before. But if you ever listen to him speak, I listened to him on Tim Dillon's podcast. I listened to him on Joe Rogan. He's an excellent communicator.
Excellent communicator.
He's funny. He's
excellent.
Never takes a break. He's, he can turn up the charm when necessary, give straight answers. And one thing that kind of won me over with him was him discussing the state of like real estate and my generation not being able to afford things.
Right.
Getting a house is no longer a part of the American dream because of these private equity firms that are kind of shaking up that foundation. So unfortunately for the people who are, I don't care about Beyonce. I don't care about Megan Thee Stallion. Poor Tory Lanez. I don't care. I don't listen to mainstream media. All of the media I take in is usually conservative or like, in the middle.
Well,
and she lost out
hang on. You
capturing
said you're
those
from
people.
you said you're from Woodbridge, born and raised, Woodbridge, New Jersey.
Born and raised in Union County. I won't specify where, but Union County, nearby Elizabeth.
Okay.
I'm not trying to give away my identity.
No. Don't give don't give
but
away.
A suburban town.
Yeah.
And grew up in Woodbridge. So
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
yeah. So
I know Woodbridge.
It's entertaining. Save it for the club.
Yeah.
Save it for the club. I mean, Black people have literally lost the plot. We don't have family structure. We don't literally buying into that kind of like ghetto, like rap. I mean, there are some Black people who actually, they can enjoy that at the club, but like we are not at the point where that's fun anymore. This is not a game.
If I can jump in, many Black people, most, in my opinion, are conservative and they do not subscribe.
Correct.
They do not subscribe to the lower standards, that is projected in the media. They don't.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard some things about the young kids of today. Maybe TikTok is raising them. I don't know. I don't have children, but I think as someone that was raised by very conservative Christian parents, they still had an allegiance to Democrats because of I was alive when the Tea Party came out and like everything was racialized when Obama came in, and it just kind of it gets progressively worse.
Right.
So I think she went for a cheap shot because it's easy to capture the Black vote. That's my opinion. I think there are some people, if you put abortion on the table and a silk press and AKA, I mean, that's enough to get like, something.
I agree.
But I think they overestimated the people. This is not 2008 and people are not optimistic, right? They are looking for solutions. So like, who is going to give us that? We saw the best music came out when Trump was out. We were outside, right? And they just shifted. And I think people realize that. It's like, okay, well, we went through him. It wasn't that bad. Biden barely showed himself. Probably was juiced up somewhere in the basement. Who knows? Possibly. I don't know. Yeah. Kamala was never around. It was just an awful decision. And I'm glad I got to witness it. So I hope that the next 4 years are not as devastating as the machine is pushing, that we're going to end up enslaved again. And women are going to be handmaids and all this.
Now, hang on, hold on.
Yeah.
Are you a conspiracy theorist? You said you don't pay attention to mainstream news. Are you a conspiracy theorist?
I would say I'm like borderline, yeah.
Hold on. Raised in Woodbridge, New Jersey. That used to be, I don't know about now, a very upscale area. Do they still have that shopping mall, that huge mall, Woodbridge Mall?
The Woodbridge Mall still exists. Menlo Park, I think, got more attention.
Right.
It's a little bit nicer. The one at Edison. I cannot speak to the state of Woodbridge now. It's probably still okay. New Jersey's changing
that mall. I don't mean to cut you. That mall.
Yeah, go ahead.
Early 70s is when they put that mall in Woodbridge. And the police were brutal there. People coming from other areas to go shopping there. The police would literally tell you, don't come here again. Woodbridge Mall. I forget maybe they changed the name. I don't know. But Edison is maybe 5-6 miles away from Woodbridge?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I just wanted to ask and get a little
I know it's context. A little weird, but my parents were very, I grew up in my parents, I'm not a coon or anything. I hope that's not a slur.
No. Listen,
but I grew up with parents that were very, They spoke about a lot of things, and I had great awareness. They did not limit me to only Black things. Like,
right.
My dad liked AC/DC, but I grew up watching the Jeffersons.
I'm hearing you loud and clear. I'm hearing you loud. I understand where you're from. I went to Wardlaw School, Wardlaw in Edison. You heard of that?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm familiar.
I went there in the 70s. I'm as old as dust anyway. Hey, I appreciate the call. Thank you for your support.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No problem. Have a good night.
Bye now. Okay.
Bye.
Good call. Wardlaw. That was a private school. I don't even know if it's still around. Edison, New Jersey. Thank you for your donation again. Oh, someone just sent me a picture of Fat Joe. Yeah. Fat Joe, the house nigga, with a pair of Donald Trump sneakers. Huh? Fat Joe, the house nigga. Did you guys see the video? I'm not playing any videos tonight like we've been doing the last couple of shows. Yeah, thank you. Someone sent me a picture of Fat Joe. The KLF is listening today. Florida Boy Jay, are you tapping in, sir? Someone sent me an email. Let me just check and make sure he's not on the line. Florida Boy Jay. Okay. No, I don't see that. Okay, I'll look at that after the show. Guys, give me a second. We've gone over the 2-hour mark. I'm not going to take a break. We're going to finish up this particular show here. What time is it? Okay, it's coming up on 1 a.m. Eddie, I got your donation. Thank you for your support, sir. Sir Shy, I got your donation. Guys, there's Cash App on the screen right there. Tax deductible. And let me see. Okay. All right, so someone sent me an email. I'll check that out after the show. There's a lot going on after the show. Hey, T, I got your donation. Star, the last time Kamala got dragged like this, Willie Brown was putting his pimp hand on his bottom hoe for not performing for his homies in Oakland, allegedly. Okay. Thank you for your donation, T. Let's take a few more calls here. Area code 347. You've been on hold for a while. Thank you for your patience. Are you there? 347. A 1-2. A 1-2. A 1-2.
Hi.
Hey.
Are you there?
I'm here. Good evening. Who's this? Good morning.
Yes. Well, actually, you're like a typical Democrat. You have me on hold forever. I give my donation.
I'm not a Democrat, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm not a Democrat.
You were. I said typical. I give and give my donation, and then I'm left on hold forever. Everybody went in front of me that I gave my donation to, but it's okay. How are you, Star?
Well, you can send an email to say, Star, I'm on hold. I sent in a donation, and then I'll get to you. But listen, I'm popping. I'm hot like fish grease, baby. Don't hate the player. Hate the game.
No, I'm not going to hate the game because I'm a part of it. But anyway.
Okay. Where do you want to start? Come on.
It's okay. What I want to say is this. I think that we're opening our eyes. And that's the best part of this. The whole part of it, I just don't even care.
Okay.
We're opening our eyes and we realize that we don't have to vote Democrat because we're Black.
Right.
For some reason, and it's happened in family histories, and you ask people, why would you? Because grandfather was, or because this one. Oh, but why?
Right.
But this election, they're open. It's okay. No, it's not. My grandfather was a Democrat, Republican.
Okay.
And growing up, I really didn't understand. It was like, wait, what is this? I don't get this. And he's like, you know what? They were immigrants and they came here from Jamaica and they built their houses and businesses and did the best that they could do and set it up for us. And I look at it now as I vote Republican because I feel like this is how,
I'm here. Take your time. I'm here.
No, it's not even that because there's something.
Say again. I didn't hear that. Say again.
I'm so sorry because there's someone coming. Excuse me. Basically, it's just that, we're finally opening our eyes to realize that, at the end of the day,
Baby, I'm having trouble hearing you. Are you on a headset or a speaker? I'm having trouble hearing you. I want to let you get it out. You've been on hold. Can you make some adjustments?
I can't. I'm sorry. It's the
Give her a second, guys. Hello?
Okay. So sorry. It's because I think it was close to the next one.
Okay, there you go. Continue. You were saying continue. Go ahead.
I'm very glad to see that we as a culture are realizing that there's no Beyonce or the Cardi B's or anyone is going to come on and show us that this is how we're supposed to be. Open your mind and realize that entertainers and influencers, to an extent, some are paid to make you focus in a direction without saying the wrong thing. It's not you're opening your eyes now to realize that this is not the world that we're living in. It's not real. This is not, this is not, if somebody puts a bunch of cartoons and things in your face constantly or make believe, and they're trying to believe one thing, you have to realize at one point, wait, this is not right. This can't be right. This is not helping me. This is not helping my...
Don't accept the propaganda. Is that what you're trying to say? Don't accept the propaganda?
I want to say that, yes, that a lot of democratic propaganda has been forced on our culture for so many years. And we never could see the other way because we're always like, no, because we're supposed to vote blue. But now we know that we're not. Not we're not supposed to vote blue, but we have an open, now you realize that you don't have to vote for a Democrat because you were told to, that now you see that, wait a minute, there's other options out here. And not to say, I don't want to automatically say, oh, because you're supposed to vote for Trump. No, I'm not saying that. Of course, he won. So now we're going to focus. We're going to say, okay, but to say that I just don't care, I'm going to move out of the United States and I'm just not going to do this anymore, makes no sense.
That's extreme.
Can we try?
That's extreme.
Dan, let's open. This is what I mean by opening our eyes. Let's try to see. Okay, what can we do moving forward now? What are we going to do? I ask anyone to. I say, okay, Kamala, what was she going to do to help us? Tell me. Anyone tell us what anyone, you know what I mean? It's like there's no one that can give you a definitive answer.
But can I jump in? Can I jump in?
I don't think that because Trump is president that we're going to be so great. I don't.
Can I jump in with respect to your question? Can I respond to your question? Are you there?
Yeah,
Can you hear me? Okay. Can you define who us is? You made reference to a culture. I heard you say that, and you said us. Who is us? What is your tax bracket? Who am I speaking to?
Okay, I am not. I don't. There's no such thing as middle class anymore. So I'm going to say that when there used to be a middle class, I would say that I would be.
Well, who are you, dear? Are you one of the haves or have-nots, or are you scraping and scrounging? Who am I speaking to?
I don't know what you mean by have or have-nots. I'm sorry.
Are you a homeowner? Do you have assets? Are you married?
Oh,
who are you? Who are you?
Excuse me. Yes. I don't even. Okay. Yes. I'm a homeowner. I'm not. I'm a property owner.
Okay.
Regardless of yes, my tax bracket.
How much do you pay per year in taxes on that property that you have?
I'm just gonna say I'm gonna go above 3 figures. Is all I'm gonna say.
Give us an idea. I mean, you're not gonna say.
That's all I'm gonna say. And then enlightenment to that, I just want to say that our culture is opening our eyes and realizing that we don't settle. Okay. We don't settle for what we're given. We have to, I'm going to sound so crazy right now, but I just want everyone to feel like, look, we're not going to work. We're putting it down. We're not going to work today. Okay. Today, we're just not. We refuse to deal with the nonsense. We refuse to deal with Con Edison. Why are we paying all this money for energy and gas and everything? We're not even supposed to be doing that. This is all driven up to free energy. I know I'm sounding crazy, guys. Just listen to me.
No.
We should not be bullshit. No. There's people.
I need you to watch the language. Please watch the language. You're doing good. The language. Okay. Now, hold on a second. Hold on. You've been on hold for a while. I want you to get it all out. Babe. You got to hear me. You have to take off the headset or something. You have to hear me, okay? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to get it all out. You've been on hold for a while. Try and land your plane somewhere. We hear you, what you're saying. Land your plane. You sent it a donation.
Here.
I don't want to cut you short. Come on.
Okay. I want to say that we know that the ungodlies that rule this world, we know that you have to choose a side. Cat Williams was not joking. It is this one side or the other side. And then I'm getting all esoterical, and then that's when everybody checks, thinks I'm crazy. But it is truly one side or the other side. And in this election, I felt like this spiritual warfare really came through here. And it's just, instead of thinking necessarily how, as a culture, we were taught to think that Democrats were supposed to help us, and let's just think esoterically, just everything.
Can I ask, how old are you, dear? How old are you?
I'm 38.
Okay. You're not married. You have no children. I'm guessing. Yeah, you're not married. You have no children.
Not yet, because I'm preparing to have children.
You don't need children. Let me jump in. You've been on hold. You don't need children. I like where you're coming from. I like that you have a grab bag of notions. No disrespect, and you're trying to find the right wording, so to speak. You're trying to find the right wording. Now, you made reference to Cat Williams. You know, Cat Williams is a comedian for the most part. I like him, but you keep saying we. So let's define the we, because you Nostradamus. You know, if you want to talk about visionaries and things like that. And I heard you mention Astro. What did you say?
I said esoteric because it gets into the. I mean, Black people.
You're familiar with Nostradamus, yes?
I am not affiliating with Nostradamus. I said esoterical. I did not say Nostradamus. I mean,
no, I just said you're familiar. Are you familiar with Nostradamus?
People, okay, yes. Sorry, if that's the way you can define it, yeah. Okay, if you want to go there, I'm just saying. Okay, I want to ask people who you really think, who do you think runs this world? Do you think that the president of the United States runs this world?
Oh, me? No. Well, I think if you're talking about the world or America, I'm trying to be clear here. I'm a little confused.
Who just in power? So I'm going to ask you: do you think the presidents or the people that run the physical world are the ones that are in power and the ones that actually make the decisions of this world?
Well, I mean, you're going into a much deeper area. I would say, I mean, to broad stroke, I'm trying to answer your question. Can I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. The demonic, to broad stroke, the demonic, and the so-called God-fearing. Demonic, the so-called God-fearing. Not the atheist. But the demonic.
That's a thing, because an atheist is a whole different, because that's different.
But I'm answering your question. You asked me a question. I answered. Can I ask you to land your plane now? I have other callers. I gave you plenty of time. Please.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. You have the floor. Are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead and land.
Oh, no.
Go land your plane, dear. Finish up, please.
I am sorry. I thought that you were referring to, I thought you wanted to bring someone else to speak with me. I am so sorry. I am just going to finish it at this, but we know.
Did you say to sleep with you or speak with you?
Sorry, you are too much. You know exactly what I said. And you know what, guys? I exactly runs this world. And I just laid it down that I want everybody just to really realize that in this whole election thing, we chose a president, we chose this, but that's not who runs the world. Just realize who runs this world. And even though you have to have political, obviously, to live in this dimension, I'm just saying, when I was telling earlier, I was speaking esoterically about who runs this world, good or bad, to the side. You know what? I realize that this is too deep of a conversation.
No, I'm letting you speak. I'm letting you. I'm not.
I let you guys go because actually, I'm going to go ahead.
Well, can I ask you a question before you go? Can I ask you? You asked me a question. Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Okay. Do you dabble in Wicca? Respectfully.
Sure, no. And respectfully, like I say, that's why whenever I speak on certain things and I say esoterically, I will say I speak in that sense, but no, okay. I don't doubt anything like that. I'm a Christian. The Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who died for all of us.
Okay. It's nice talking to you.
Very nice talking to you. And God bless.
God bless you as well. God bless you. Bless you. I have no problem saying God bless you. That's the highest form of respect, that you acknowledge. God bless you. Never mind me being a non-believer. There is no God, but God bless you. I enjoy talking to her. Peter, I got your other donation. Peter, you started cursing, man. You started using profanity. Is that the guy who? Yeah, Peter. Hey, man, I appreciate your donation, but I simply said, please, at the beginning of the show, I want to keep this show up. You got to watch the language. I appreciate the donation. You want to call back in and finish up without cursing, Peter? Guys, hold on a second. I was looking for someone here in the queue. Is that Miriam? Area code 917. Were you on hold for a while, Miriam?
No, this is not Miriam. Oh. This is Jeff. How you doing? Good evening.
Well, hang on. Miriam sent me an email with your number. Do you have split
945?
Do you have split personalities, or what's going on?
No, sir. This is I have a 917 area code, but
okay.
I don't think the other 7 numbers match.
How are you? So where do you want to start? Where do you want to start?
I just wanted to chime in. I usually watch the rebroadcast, but so I'm maybe an hour behind. I just wanted to talk about the Kamala Harris and her losing the election.
Yes,
one thing, I don't know if this was mentioned, but I noticed, and I'm not like the most like political mind aficionado or anything, but I think in addition to like her pandering to the black population and promoting the underbelly or celebrating the underbelly of the quote unquote culture. I think ultimately she was set up to fail. Usually, from my understanding, like usually a vice president is sort of kind of groomed to take over if anything were to happen. And I think from when Biden first picked her as a running mate, I thought it was just, I think it was well thought out or well planned. I thought it was just like in the heat of a moment, let's pick, a DEI or, a woman of color.
I agree.
As a running mate to appease the people. And I don't think it was ever really taken seriously for her to like ever really run. And I think they probably overestimated Biden's health, or thought he can stick it out for 8 years, and they did make him the nominee. And I think they this is just like in addition to her bad campaigning strategy, it was just poor planning on the Democratic Party. I'm not.
If I can jump in, I appreciate your call, but my question: did pandering hurt Kamala Harris? Pandering? Do you not think that she was pandering? I'm saying she was doing it.
No, she was definitely pandering, and based on the statistics that's been going around on the internet, white women did not vote for her like they thought. I think a part of I think they really relied heavily on thinking the woman population as a whole in America would get behind her because just the perception of Trump and who he is, and this that. But I think it backfired, and I think had she maybe, I'll say, pandered to more white women, like let's say like how Oprah did in the 90s, and she maybe would be sitting.
That is a great point, sir. Slow down. That's a great point. Oprah did pander to white women. She was accused by black women of that. That's a great point. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think pandering to the black population, or at least not to the ones that she were supposed to, definitely backfired on her. The moment you have Cardi B, up there and she doesn't know what to say without a teleprompter, I think,
Can I jump in, sir? You just brought up a very good point. Oprah has avoided pushing out black babies over the decades. However, she does have some little white dogs, right? Did you know that?
I don't. I maybe. I didn't know that, but it's not.
I can't be having no black babies to mess up. To mess things up. I gotta keep on getting while it's getting this good. Yeah, she's never pushed out a black baby, but yet until she talks that talk to connect to the black diaspora about being violated when she was young. I forget why, but but she really gets it.
Not even a biracial baby either. She didn't even push out a biracial baby. Nothing.
Hateful. Allegedly. Hateful. Go ahead, finish up, sir. Go ahead.
No, I'll end my plan. Yeah, I just wanted to give that 2 cents.
I appreciate the call.
Great support of the show. Thank you.
Sir. Thank you. That man. Oprah in the mix. Peter, I don't usually take calls twice in the same evening, but you used profanity, sir. And I clearly said, if you use profanity, we have to drop your call. Yes?
I will watch my language from now on, good sir.
Where do you want to continue? I'm trying to shut this down and call it a night. Where do you want to pick up?
Yeah, I have 2 questions. My first question, you said that earlier when you quoted FDR, that a president is selected, not elected. Then why do we vote? And my second question,
Tell us.
I think it's just the illusion that we have a choice.
Okay.
It's, and everything that they do, it's along like, you have to hate this person because they're coming over the border.
Right.
You have to hate this person because they're black. You have to hate this person because they're gay.
Yeah.
No, we should hate the people who pay the politicians.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. They want us to hate each other. My second question is this. Now, Trump, after Biden beat him, I don't know how he beat him, but I think it was because of COVID, and they probably...
Well, listen, Peter, I hate to cut you short, man, but you're calling back in. I like to keep my audience on topic. They tell me, stay on topic. I need you to finish up with regards to the questions. Did pandering to blacks hurt Kamala Harris, or speak to her speech today where she conceded? I don't want to talk about Biden. That's not my topic.
Oh. Well, one, I don't think she didn't pander to anyone. She pandered to the people who paid her to do what she did.
Okay.
I think they wanted her to lose so they can spend 4 years getting more money from the people who supported her.
Okay.
Because they don't do anything. Do you ever hear the comedian Louis Black?
Louis Black, I may have. I don't know offhand.
One of his jokes was, the Republicans are a bunch of bad ideas. The Democrats are a bunch of people with no ideas.
Okay.
And that's what Democrats are. They don't know what they're doing.
Okay.
And that's it.
I appreciate the call, man. Thank you for your support as well. Thank you, Peter.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay, all right.